The 31st of August 2024 the wars. It shouldn't really be necessary for the likes of me on a channel like this to give news. You should get that from the main news mediums. But nobody's buying a paper and no one can believe anything that's on the media. I see there when you turn on the computer with the Microsoft software, it's all Trump did this, Trump did that, Trump said the other, Trump's in prison, Trump's in out, he's out, he's in out, he's in out, and just constantly anti-Trump and regularly bragging Kamala Harris and Biden and all the rest. So you know the story yourself, but they're damaging themselves because nobody can believe a word that's out of any of them about anything. No, nearly nothing is the truth in it. And as for RTE and the journal.ie, just as bad. Now someone posted underneath me here that talk about the journal. I don't know anything about the journal. I wouldn't use it at all. They set it up as a kind of a internet news medium, and they come begging to the government, and the government gave them $500,000 a few years ago. I'd say they're getting $500,000 every year since they're just paid for because they're a mouthpiece for the government. I've never seen anything on it. The first thing they did when I started to post on their website was ban me. So they all banned me, yet none of them will meet me or anything else. So the journal, it's all right to find out if, God forbid, there's a ship sinks or there's a plane crashes and the post that's probably right. Some for the sentence in London for robbing the crown jewels and he gets 10 years imprisonment, that's probably right. You can believe some of that, but everything is spun, everything's carefully spun, and that's the same with all the mediums. And people sometimes get on to me about why you buying the Daily Mail. Funny enough, although there's a lot of woke stuff in the Daily Mail and a lot of woke people, sometimes there are very good articles giving facts and figures. For example, the facts about the people benefiting and becoming millionaires out of the migrant crisis, Irish people, that was in that wasn't published in any other paper. So I have to get me sources from the best sources I can get now, and I'll take them out of any paper, including the Farmers Journal if I have to. Now the thing about it is that there's two wars. The first is the Ukraine war, and it's, as I said, it's a war of attrition, and attrition means you break down your enemy by wearing them down. You don't defeat them in one big battle, you wear them down slowly but surely, and that's what's happening. This foray into the Kursk region by the government of Ukraine, it's a silly thing. It's means very little. I mean, it's just an enigma, or as Prince Philip said, it's a funny thing to see, but it means nothing. Now, the thing is, in some areas in the north of Ukraine, the Ukrainian forces are putting up a good fight. They're putting up a damn good fight. But in most, they're just more or less given in. And there's footage there of the Russians putting their flags up all over the place on the internet and everything else. So it's going according to plan for the Russians there for the moment, whether the Yankees like it or whether they don't. Now, the other thing then is we move to the Israeli situation in the Gaza. The Houthis have hit another ship, the Sounion, Sounion, the Sounion. It's an oil tanker, and they attacked it and boarded it and put off bombs. And there's nothing the Americans or NATO or anyone can do, or the Israelis or anything. Absolutely nothing. And they claim they're attacking these ships because they have connections with Israel. This is a Greek tanker, and it was on its way from Iran with a load of oil to Greece. But the Houthis claim they also docked at somewhere in Gaza or in Israel. Now, what the Houthis are doing is they have spies in Israel who are telling them what ships are docked. So a ship arrives in and they see Sounion written on it, and once it's docked, that information is fed back to the Houthis, and when she goes through the Gulf, it might be in 2 months, 3 months. When it goes through the Red Sea, it's identified as that ship. They're checking it then with whoever saw it, and bang, they hit it. Now there's talks of fuel leaking from it, and that will be an ecological disaster if the oil leaks in there, and it can't be cleaned up because the Houthis will attack anyone trying to clean it up. So this is the story. I think the Russians are arming the Houthis, And you could argue that they're shooting themselves in the foot, attacking an oil tanker, bringing fuel from Iran, and Iran is backing them a certain amount. But this is the way it goes anyway. I'm just bringing it to your attention. Now, one thing that the Israelis want, and one thing the Ukrainians want, they desperately want to bring NATO in. They desperately want to get America fighting Iran head on, and the Ukrainians desperately want America to fight the Russians head on. Someone posted on my website that the Chinese wouldn't allow the Russians to put off a nuclear bomb. That's a bit tenuous now, to be honest. That is a bit. I don't think the Chinese will bother. It's not too near them. But in any event, I can't prove that one way or the other. However, that's what both sides want. Bring the Yanks into it. And the Yanks probably know, they're not total fools, where that'll end up. They've been beaten out of Afghanistan and Vietnam, and they could well be beaten by the Russians easily, and they could be beaten out of Israel, and Israel would collapse then if that happened. So we can't say, I think, even though Anthony Blinken was on pontificating there, I think the Americans and the Europeans will not engage in direct conflict with either Russia or Iran. I don't think they will. Who knows how that would end. Having said that, folks, I have predicted before, and maybe somebody say you're speaking with two sides of your mouth, as the American Indian says, with a forked tongue. There is a good lot of opinion, and somebody posted on my video there that the November election will never take place, that they'll never let Trump into that job as president. And that is wise words in many ways. I'm only saying it to you. My job is to have a chat with you, really, and to have a chat. It's not to tell you, I'm telling you what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen. That's not my job. My job is to keep the chat going, and that's it. Some dangerous situation we are in. Some dangerous situation that we're in, I'm telling you. But anyway, that'll do. If that ship goes down, oh my, terrible ecological disaster. The environment always suffers. The second after the people to suffer in these situations. Chat underneath, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Short video. Good luck. Bye.